Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Another SLG Meetup. Alvaro here. How you guys doing? So today we have Daniel Milstein, and if you have not heard of him, he's award-winning salesperson in real estate with over $150 million sold in real estate, and now from Toronto, Canada, all the way to Los Angeles, California, he's joining the team at Compass, the Aaron Kidman Group, which is $1 billion producing company. So it's a perfect mix. He has really interesting background also in fashion and music. So I consider himself a global connector and a superstar. So very exciting to have him here today. Daniel Milstein.
Hey, buddy.
What's happening? How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, looking fresh. You got a haircut?
I did.
There we go, there we go. Dressing for the occasion, I like it. How is
Thanks.
everything in LA?
Everything's wonderful. We got the palm trees and the beautiful blue skies.
I see that. Wow, wonderful. Well, thank you for joining us, Daniel.
Thanks for having me.
So, listen, I know LA is very fun, probably a little bit warmer also than Toronto, Canada, where you are originally from, right?
I am. I'm from Canada. I grew up there, and California's been on my radar for a long time. So
Well,
made my
listen,
move out here.
you're not doing bad at all, right? I mean, you have a really interesting background because you've been doing sales since you were 12 years old, opened also a clothing store, been with the music industry, connected with the most amazing celebrities, and now you're focusing on real estate for the past few years, which obviously is paying off because you got award-winning salesperson with over 150 million sold worth of real estate, and now recently you've joined a top producing team, the Aaron Kidman Group in Beverly Hills. Well,
Yes,
tell
sir.
us what's going on. Life is beautiful.
Life is good, when you're working hard, and my work ethic has always been very I've always been very driven and passionate towards what I do, whatever that is. I've done a lot of different things over the years, so I'm happy to be here, and it's an exciting new start.
I'm very curious because obviously you have a really interesting background because you were not doing real estate from the beginning of your career. You were at a really young age, already into sales machine. You're very good at connecting with people, but you were more into the fashion, music industry. So how was that shifting towards your real estate career?
I grew up in the creative field, so I started in that realm when I was younger. When I was in high school, I got involved in the music business, and that kind of transitioned into my early 20s. Done a lot of cool things in the music business that will probably take up a whole different call, but being around that world of artists and being involved in that realm has always been like very, very much up my alley, and a lot of great friends in that world. So it's been really great, and I've obviously kept a lot of those contacts in my pocket for over the years, and luckily turned them into clients. So there's been a lot of nice transition. And then when I was in my early mid-20s, I started a clothing company as well, which was had some points of success as well. And I transitioned into real estate around the age of 23, 24, around 24. Yeah, so.
And now you're succeeding like a machine in Beverly Hills. So I'm very impressed because obviously all those, I guess, characteristics that you've been acquiring throughout this career, not real estate related, but with the fashion, the music, you're bringing them into the real estate space because I've been following you for a while, and I can see that the way that you interact with people and the way that you present the properties, it's very unique because you bring that magic, that fashion. You look in the details. And I think I always like to ask this question, what is luxury to you? But before I'll give you my own answer, the details, man. You are all about details, and I love that. I love that. So what's the secret for success, and what's been, that concept that you keep drilling on?
I think that it's important to stick to your truth and be very 100% in to whatever you're doing. That's one of those things that I've always been very passionate about. You have to always be in it for 100%. And if you're not, and that resonates obviously in what you're doing, then you got to get out and you got to do something else.
Totally. And listen, Daniel, I love what you just said, because at the end of the day, everybody wants to win in this game of real estate, and everybody's connecting with different people. But when you are true to yourself, that's when really you become successful. I know you were also, what was it called? Buying the View? You were also part of this.
I was on Buying the View.
How was that?
Buying the View was a great experience. It was a great show. This was in 2016. But the experience was great. It was a, you know, amazing time filming and so fun, and great crew, and you know, it was a good time for sure. So you know, and now good. We have actually our own show here at our office in Beverly Hills, which is in production for season 2, I believe. There's some, you know, I'm not sure exactly on the timeline right now, but season 1 came out last year of Listing Impossible, which was a hit all over CNBC, and now we have season 2 coming out. So
looking forward
to it.
Going
from one show to the next.
and nowadays, I believe that's the best way to really position yourself and position your product, because media, it's taking over, and with people nowadays more into their phones, I think it's really important to stay focused to becoming very successful and dominating the digital space. Would you agree?
I agree 100%. I think that TV media is probably the best way for exposure and for platforming yourself on a global level. And in terms of, you know, obviously like digital media is obviously there and very important as well. But I think print media is kind of, you know, as you know, I don't think many people read the newspaper too much these days, but no, hopefully they do in some capacity.
And if they read, it's just the headline and the nice picture. So it takes a while to take people to go deeper. So absolutely. What's been the hardest part for you?
I think, I think staying on top of technology for me is a little, you know, gets a little tedious sometimes. Like, you know, I mean, I think I've always been pretty good at it and pretty like, you know, I mean, always, you know, connected in that sense to whatever's like, you know, trending or whatever's, you know, a main source of communication or technology at the time. But I think it's pretty hard these days because I think things are evolving so quickly, and there's such a high pace of, you know, of what's coming out. It's hard to sometimes connect and be very on top of that. I'm going to use TikTok, for example. I'm not really a TikToker, but I have it and I use it sometimes. You know, do I, you know, use it to get clients? No, I don't, because I don't think that, you know, 14-year-olds are buying homes that I'm selling. But is it important to stay on top of these things and have whatever is trending at the moment and have an account and be active in some way? Sure, I do. But yes, I agree with that. Yeah.
No, and it's funny that you're talking about TikTok, because now more people are getting into it, not just the 14 years old. You know, we just got like a viral video that took over 600,000 views, and people commenting in this video were somebody from Miami that actually could be a client. So overall exposure is great. You just need to understand who's in that platform and how to communicate it and stay consistent, because you never know. You are one post away from success. Look at this guy, like the dog face. And you get those songs.
I mean, you know, it's whatever flies for whoever, right? I mean, I'm old school. I really believe in old school relationships and kind of maintaining them by picking up the phone and calling somebody and you know, keeping a relationship with that person.
Perfect. So, I mean, Daniel, you're currently in Los Angeles, and a lot of things are happening there. So what's the best thing, or I guess the thing that you focus the most when it comes to the current status in the market? Because it's hot, so you need to grab it by the horns, however you want to say it.
I think that it's definitely a time for buyers to start considering home purchase more seriously. People that have been kind of toying with the idea over the last few years and, you know, have been on the sidelines in terms of rates and mortgage rates, and especially California and all over the United States. I can even say in Canada, mortgage rates are very low all over the place. So, I mean, in terms of refinancing, in terms of getting into a house that you really want to be in, or something that you've been considering, I would definitely say that this is a good time to start actively looking. And, you know, in terms of COVID deals and stuff like that, I think that there is a wide array of inventory that's suitable for many different buyers. So there are properties that are taking heavy discounts, and there are properties that are selling significantly over asking. The market's a little, you know, it's all over the place. I'm sure it is the same way in Miami as well.
True. We see everything every day, but at least it's moving, you know, that's what we like. Now, what would be a takeaway or something that you can share as an advice with those that are trying to build their career?
Well, like I said before, I think that being true to what you want to do and this, whatever it is, it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's real estate or whether it's, you know, I mean, cooking, or whether it's, you know, selling something else, or it doesn't matter what it is. I think whatever you're doing, you should be 100% into it, and you should be passionate about what you're doing. So yes, absolutely get your real estate licenses, but know that, you know, it's a hustle.
For you, that you've been surrounded by what a lot of people will consider luxury, you know, with celebrities, high-end properties, you're in Beverly Hills with the fashion industry. But there is this concept that luxury, it's not always the same for everybody. So what will be it for you?
But I really love this question, because I think, again, just as we've said about real estate and the business of, you know, it being like all glitz and glam, I think the idea of luxury is also misconstrued to a lot of people. I think that people think that luxury is just things that are expensive, and I completely disagree with that.
Totally.
I think that luxury, to me, what that means to me is something that has, you know, is a service or an item, or, you know, whatever it is that has the correct amount of attention that has been put into it to create whatever that vision has, you know, to manifest that vision into something that is luxury.
Yeah, you said it right, and it's so important these days to keep that in mind, because a lot of people just jump into real estate and they're starting to like do all crazy stuff without even knowing or adding value. So keeping that in mind will always be helpful, not just for themselves, but also for the market itself. So I do appreciate you sharing all these things. They're very nice. And, you know, there's obviously a quick question that I would like to ask you before you go, which is, what is beautiful success in your eyes?
You know, I think it's really a place of Zen, but not in like a yoga mad Buddha way, right? But a place of, you know, Zen of like, you know, you're in this very like beautiful kind of balanced life way.
So you will call it like the wheel of life.
Where as much as you're receiving, you are sharing. I think that is kind of the best place to be in.
Yeah, tell me, because this has been a great conversation. I obviously look forward to seeing you in LA, or I know you come often to Miami, so I'll see you there for sure. But if somebody's looking to reach out to you, whether they want to work with you in Los Angeles or they want to connect, where can they find you?
Instagram or TikTok. I'm kidding.
See you dancing there.
They can call me. You can share my contact information.
I'll put it.
They can Instagram me. They can text me. They can call me. They can knock on my door. Whatever. It's all good.
Thanks again for joining.
100%. Yes. Thank you for having me, and thanks for listening. And I really hope we can all connect soon and do some business.
Let's do it, Daniel. All right. Take care, man. See you soon. All right, guys. Thank you again for joining. It was a great conversation with Daniel. What a phenomenal guy. I mean, really interesting background. He's been doing phenomenal. So I hope that all of you were able to take some great insights from him. And I'll put some notes in the comments in regards to him, how you can reach out. But as I always say, have a beautiful day and keep the beautiful success in life. See you next time.